Shoot. Let me get my headphones on. Where are my headphones? Too many things here. Where am I? What am I doing? Here. Hello. I'm looking to see. All right, looks like the music is a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Actually, I just heard the monitor. Sounds like everything is okay, but of course, if that can change, then please let me know. Yes, that is one of the new emotes. That is the acclamation mark. That is an alternate punctuation for a sign of welcome. We're gonna grab that again, repeat it a bunch. That is the acclamation mark welcome. We have a couple others as well. This is the certitude mark. This is the sign that you're really passionate about what you're talking about, but you can't really back it up with facts, and that's and that is the doubt mark. That is like a super question mark. And if you click on the emote, it should say who the artist was. That was done by 60 watts light bulb. Actually, if it doesn't, well, we're gonna shout out 60 watt / shout out 60 watts light bulb. I think that's their handle. They have so kindly made the amazing art, the amazing emotes, and they are so pretty. So if you are not a follower and you would like some alternative ways to express various emotions, you should follow. Because they are a very talented artist. So, what are we doing today? We have had a lot of things we've been bouncing back and forth between. And it's been a little while since we've made some sounds. We've made some music. Now, the most recent music streams that I've done, I haven't done too much talking because I figured it'd be like trying to have the art speak for itself and things like that. But having context is super helpful. And that's when I first started streaming, I was doing a lot of that. So I figure, why not do more of that, explain more of what I'm doing, maybe make a little more sense, instead of just being wild, crazy nonsense, which wild, crazy nonsense is also fun. So what we're going to do is, I need to do like 5 things at the same time. So there's the background music playing. We're going to switch over into Ableton so we can see what's going on there. then we're going to hear what's happening and then see what we want to add. And if people have suggestions of like, hey, maybe this would sound cool and this would sound cool, then I'm all for it. Okay, this is the perfect. Oh no, a new song starting up. No, a new song started up. No, okay. And it's such a pretty song too. Well, we don't need that. So why have? Oh no, this is like the one of the 5 things I'm doing at the same time. Why do that when we can make our own pretty sounds? We're gonna switch screen real quick. I know what I'm doing. Did it? Look, now the scariest part for me is on my monitor. Like I'm monitoring on a laptop, and it's like a second behind, so I can never tell if like the thing I just did is like what I should have done until it's too late. Oh, let me fix the terrible webcam. Let me see if that's actually going to show. There we go. Let's just have it go like this way and see if that actually does anything for us. Does that want to sit? Perfect. I can't see what this is looking at all. I love it. Like down like this, maybe that'd be a little better. Yeah, you know what? We'll take it. So let me get out of this. So let's see if I can show up on my own stream in a terrible little webcam that has been with me through so much. Let's see if that wants to show up. We're looking. We're checking. We're seeing. We're here. I can't really tell if that's looking at me or not, but you know what? I'm fine with that. That's fine. All right, so we have enough dead air going. Maybe we should actually show what we have happening here. So, actually, just for the sake of... Let me turn this on real quick. Is that coming through? It sounded like that was coming through. Let me turn a couple of the text, just some of the sounds on, because that might be a little more... Yeah, I can't really... We're going to have things go for just a little bit. Let me turn off the drums, turn off the dubby stuff. So we can just have that go. Yeah, that's nice and pretty. Sounds kind of PlayStation-like the PlayStation intro. Stardew, eat your heart out. No, actually. No, the music there is amazing and lovely. There we go. Just moving a couple things around. So, we have some sounds. These are sounds that we're going to be using. And we're doing a sort of dub techno-y thing. It's a genre of electronic music that I'm a big fan of. It's pretty simple in how it works, and I don't know, it's just fun to make that kind of music. So, big question is, what are we actually working with? So these are some of the textures. Well, so actually, what is dub techno? So it is a style of electronic music. It kind of cross-pollinated from the dub and reggae way they would process like reggae tracks, like dubbing things, running things through different like spatial and like modulation effects. Found its way over into Europe, and then they started incorporating that within techno stuff. And then they are inspired by more like techno stuff in the States that made its way back into the States. I think I'm butchering some of the history here, but King Tubby and the Scientist are great dub artists. For early dub techno, Maurizio is a really good example. Yeah, just look up dub techno. It's really cool. But right now we're just listening to some textures and some sounds. So there's the actual like beat parts of it. I'm actually gonna turn down the monitor for myself. It's still a little loud, maybe? Let's see. You know what? The me from a couple seconds ago sounds not too bad, but if I need to adjust, let me know. Anyway, so what are we working with? Let's get some of these other sounds. So one big part of dub techno is the chords, the keys. So it's like a couple stabs with a bunch of delay on it. We might add some more to that. Drones and other textures are always fun, so here's another drone that I threw together. And then any good techno has some sort of percussion. I'm always a little anxious when it comes to like writing percussive stuff because it feels kind of like, I don't know, I'm not sure about the sounds that I'm using. It sounds kind of like hokey. I get kind of what's the word I'm looking for? If it sounds too simple, I'm like, oh, is it good because it's too simple? But there's really good stuff that's really simple, and that's fine. So here's the drums that we're working with. Let's turn all these things off. So those are the drums. And if we bring in some of the other layers, and actually we're going to bring over our little tiny little frequency scope here. It's a little filtered. There's a little bit of delay in there. Let's bring in the keys. And then some textures in the background are always good too. Be able to bring that down a little bit. And for the most part, this is what I'll generally hear. Like, you've got some really neat drums going. You've got like some dub chords. You've got some textures going, and then you have something that sounds really neat. So I figured, what's better than having a bunch of layers? So, but we have this stuff, we have a loop. What I want to make sure I'm not doing is getting stuck in a 4-bar loop, because that's a really good way to not do anything for an hour. Let's turn some of these off. Let's have some of these textures go. So I want to work out a plan for what we're going to do to this. I want to add some layers. Adding some layers, that's going to give us more options. That's also going to give us more room to work with when we're arranging, when we're editing, right? So when you're editing, you want to make sure you have a lot of material you're working with. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a whole lot of nothing, right? So I'm going to take a quick swig of coffee. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with some synthesizer. After having an amazing, lovely Moog grandmother, I was finally able to set it up on the music desk. Should be able to hear that. Scope. I have an idea of what I want to do with this first. What I'd like to do is have it just drone. Now, it's taken up a lot of frequency range. Always sculpt it after. We can also sculpt it now. One thing that's neat about the Moog Grandmother is it's got a lot of patch points. So one thing I'm going to do is patch in a high pass. What the high pass is doing is it is taking out high parts of the frequency spectrum. We also have a low pass. That's kind of what Moog has been known for. So if you notice, are going away. Go all the way up. It is high as hell. But that resonant peak is a lot of what Moog is known for. You can actually get rid of that. Another thing that Moog filters are known for is if you have really high resonance, you lose some bass signal. So, just a part of it. So a couple things I'd like from Grandma here. I think that a really nice subby low note just to kind of cushion things on the bottom would be neat. I think we're in the key of D. I want to make sure I'm not. Is that D? We have a tuner in here. Also, see how far out of tune we are. I'm playing a D. Why is it an A? What is going on? So it's off by a fourth, which is a little annoying, but I also haven't really played it in a while, so it's understandable. So we want to get a low subby sound. I will know what I'm doing. How I'm gonna position myself in fighting this microphone. Alright, so we have our note. It is roughly tuned. What I would like to do is put it in context. I'm also talking away from the mic, so if I'm a little quiet, that's why. We have. So I want to make sure the level is coming in well. I also want to make sure it's not crowding the kick too much. Where it's popping up is generally above. I think it's coming in a little hot, which is fine. It's also a little higher. So that's kind of. Oh, thank you, Discord. Wonderful friend is messaging me. Okay, well, I like this sound. I don't like it too bright because then that kind of gets in the range of everything else. I'd also like to get it out of the range. So that's... I'm seeing it, but you all aren't seeing it. We can fix that. We could also sidechain it. So maybe what I'll do is I would like to get a neat, pretty little drone. So it's got some motion to it. So there's a couple things that we can adjust here. One, what's the waveform? But I want something that's going to sit in the background, so I don't want something that's too fast. Like that. I also don't want something that's dubstep beat. So like, I mean, that's more acidy, which has its definitely. A little bit of animation on it. And a little bit of noise in there too. Now let's remove some stuff. I also want to look at the waveform, because what I would like is to have like a really nice solid like lower part of the signal. And like all the stuff in the middle I could, you know, it's fine, but I could kind of do without. Yeah, so like right around there in the middle, that's going to overlap with some stuff. It's got some nice motion to it. The square, because that's got like too many fundamentals. I don't hate it. Bring in the LFO as a sine wave, but we're already getting like a fairly sine-ish sound. Let's try it. All right, so now we have our LFO. So an LFO, it's basically, it is an oscillator, same as the other ones. It's just typically goes slower, but we could run it at audio speeds. kick or the synth every time we have a kick sound. So I like that. That do its thing for a little bit. Gradually bring in over time. So that's a start. Let's see what else we can do. So also bring the level down a little bit. So it's just kind of bouncing in the background. We can play with that more later. I also want to add, this also has a built-in spring reverb. So what I'd like to do is maybe add some more videos. So this way we can do what order things are in. Let's also take that's also getting side chain. Alright, let's just move the side chain here. So that is a grand motor. Yeah, so that was the thing I wanted to add. Another thing we can do that's maybe more in the box is set up like a really nice big dub. So we have a couple smaller ones, and we're gonna turn off some things. Again, we want to give ourselves some material to work with, because right now we're taking up a lot of sonic space, and this isn't even with everything on. So we can turn everything else on. Like, there's a lot going on here. We would need to arrange stuff out. So we're gonna, again, isolate a few things. We're gonna take out the Moog stuff that we just added. I think I turned off one of the... Yeah, I turned off the snare, which is actually just a side snare. We're gonna turn off some of the drone stuff. So we're just gonna focus on the keys. So we have keys A, keys B, and the way these sound is like this. There's a big delay on them. It's also kind of in the style. But if we take that off, a little quiet. No, it's just mellow. We could add the delays back. That does take away a bit of the low end, so we're going to turn down the reverb. Turn down the distortion a little bit. Turn up the echoes. Okay, so we're going to make another big key sound, and we're going to make it from scratch. I have a couple presets that I used here, but we're going to, again, walk through it. And it's not the most difficult kind of sound to design. It's really just, you want like a really resonant, well, not quite resonant, but like a really like thick sounding chord. You put a filter on it, and then you put a really strong envelope on that filter to give you kind of like the percussive click of it. We're gonna say big dub chord, and I'm a sucker for the analog one, analog VST, virtual instrument. Now we have one chord that's like fifth, and then another chord that kind of completes the rest of the triad here. I'm gonna make this a lower voicing. And that's pretty loud. So there's a little bit we can do. I mean, that's sounding pretty good. I'm not really sure how I feel about the distortion that I have. It keeps removing so much of the bass. To some extent, that's not the worst thing. Okay, but now we have the chord doing a thing. We'll leave it at this rhythm for right now, just because that's, it's easier to do the sound design if we can hear it. But let's mess with this a little bit. So I want a envelope. So what this is going to do is it's going to kick the filter up for a little bit. And there are some ways that we can automate this. I have found that if you just reduce it to one envelope, it makes it a little easier. Alright, let's add in an LFO. Small one. A little modulation on the pitch. Make it a square. Actually, let's add in the other oscillator. Make this a square. Turn on the other LFO. We'll do the same thing, but we're just going to put that on the pulse width, which is a parameter of that kind of oscillator. these out of sync. Let's see, what else can we do? Maybe lower the decay. We'll leave those on. Must be another. That's it. There we go. Okay. So there's still some high-end stuff I would like to remove. Leave that there for now. Okay. So there's some other things we should probably want to do. Put in the auto filter here. Doing the band reject is neat. One thing that I wish this particular VST had was the ability to adjust the envelopes or automate them. So let's actually try... Let's try wavetable. I think there's a little bit more we can do with this one. I think this is the first time I've tried to make a dub chord with this one. Alright, so one oscillator, basic shapes. Let's go for triangle. That be its thing. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have the matrix here, so I'd like to use this on the filter frequency. Maybe put an LFO on the envelope release a little bit. Let's do that. Can we even do that? Envelope. There we go. LFOs being triggered. That to just kind of run on its own. Oh, you know what? It's fine. Okay, so that's doing a neat thing. You can also put a separate LFO on the filter frequency. We can slow down the LFOs, that might be helpful too. Hey Coyote, how's it going? Welcome! We are making some sounds. Actually, if you want to hear what all the stuff we've done so far, so I'm doing a dub techno sort of deal. So if you haven't heard of dub techno, if you're into... about to be my background jam for heading into Trials into ESO. Oh, hell yeah. Well, while I blab, let me turn this back on. So what we're doing, again, we're making some dub techno. And dub techno is like, so there's like dub reggae, which is like they take all the neat sounds in reggae and run it through a bunch of effects. There's techno, where it's techno. Then there's dub techno, where they run all the sounds through a bunch of effects. But then there's some other aspects of it as well, where it's like you have a dub chord, which is like a big synthesized chord that has like a really pronounced envelope on the filter. And I'm trying to do my best bit of sound design. So we have a little bit there. What else could we do from here? We could probably adjust the envelope, the position. I like that. What I wish... Retrigger. This is where I feel like I need to learn how these things work. Starting point on each new MIDI note. MIDI. Velocity. So then, technically it shouldn't be doing that, right? Let's check. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so we have a chord. I want it to be a little less... Also, the apologies to the dog. Let's turn off... Maybe let's turn up the envelope a little bit. This up a little bit. It might be the amp envelope too. Yeah, that's the culprit. Ooh, there we go. Let's get the other filter in here. Let's do like a morph kind of thing. Yeah, let's make it nice and whatever. Let's make this loop. Get another LFO out of here. And let's filter morph. Okay, so we have a thing doing a thing. I mean, it sounds a little different from what I was aiming for, but like I think it sounds cool. Let's turn on. All right, so the rest of the other ones are going too. Turn on the delay again. Alright, so let's adjust the rhythm of it, because I like the way it sounds, but it's just happening a little too much. Let's make this like every 4 bars. There we go. Okay, now another part of this, we need some delay. We have a little bit on the bus for these, but having... Let's turn off the bus, actually. We need a delay. How did we get this far and we didn't have a delay? What am I doing? Now, we already have a couple of dotted delays, so maybe we'll do like a 16th. I like it being... Well, let's ping-pong it. And let's add some more. Turn that feedback up a little bit. Throw that delay in a circle. Let's put some verb on it. Hey, sure. I like that. Bring up the other ones. And let's make this happen a little less often. We're going to duplicate it. And then I want this to be like in the middle of every 4 bars. put in context to these, let's bring our little spectrogram. It sounds intermittent enough. And let's turn on the rest of the delay. Maybe turn the verb up a little bit. Oh, by the way, we have some new emotes. If you are a follower, if you click on your emotes, you have some alternative punctuation. We have the delightful acclamation mark. That is to express extreme welcome. We have the... Oh, what is this? The certitude mark, which is to express that you're very confident in what you're saying, but you don't know, you can't back it up. Oh, no, I mixed it up. So that's the certitude mark. This is the acclamation mark. And then we have the doubt mark of you don't know what the heck this person is doing. So, yeah, enjoy them. Let's actually... I like the way this sounds. This might be something to arrange out, for sure, because, you know, we're playing it in loops. I wasn't figuring that we'd actually be doing any arranging today, which is all good. Well, let's put that on 4. That's fine. Alright, so let's put this in context of some other stuff. So it's not exactly... Okay, let's put a little bit of the dry signal. Give that a second, we'll see what that sounds like. That morphs nicely. Cool, so this is where we're at so far. There's some other things we've recorded too. So we recorded the Moog, or we recorded our grandmother. And so we have a little subby bass line that is getting side chained to the kick. We have some funky little arpeggios. And then we also have some other sounds we've dropped in here as well. So we have some more ambient stuff. So we have some background drones. We have a thing that takes like field recordings, but then using, if you resonate them, using like just really like resonant beat filters, you emphasize it like middle C, then you throw it through a sampler, then you can get like nice organ sounds out of it. And then this is if you take a reverb and you set the feedback to infinite, you get like sort of frozen textures. So that's this here. So we've got a lot of textures that we're working with. What we haven't done, what I want to make sure we can do is get some bass and some guitar in. So I like having the drums. Maybe we'll take the snare out. And let's figure out, what do we want? We've got a couple guitars. We could use the Nashville tuning, or we could do the bass. We already do have quite a bit in the bass register, but it would, I like doing bass chords. So let's grab something and see what inspires us. So, one moment. Going bass, because I want to do some psychedelic guitar loops, but what I don't want to do, what I don't have is like an hour to make like some decent sounding moves. So we're doing bass. Alright, so what are we playing? So if we look at this in context of frequencies, actually let's listen to the bass by itself. And actually for the bass signal, we have the DI, which sounds like, and then we have the amp sim. There's a little bit of saturation in there, which I think is fine. But we're gonna have to sculpt it a little bit because there's a little bit of high energy there. And then we have some effects we can put on it. So nothing too fun, but I do have a fuzz. Maybe use that for a subby kind of sound. A Bass Master by Maleko. And then we have a sort of rat-based pedal, which has a little bit of dirt to it. So I want more of like a subby. So maybe lower strings. Expensive on the vintage market, but they've got a sliding pickup, which I think is really neat. But this one doesn't have the sliding pickup, but it still, I think it sounds fine. Feels really good. What I'd like to do in the future is maybe change the pickup. But yeah, it sounds great. I love it. And I'm waiting for my Gibson Ripper to come back from the bass hospital because one of the pickups is dead. But it'll be back here and we'll have it back on here soon enough. Alright, so one issue that I've had with like writing bass parts is, or at least like noodling in this way, is I feel like they tend to be a little meandery. So I want to see if we can make something like less meandery. So something maybe 4 bars, something that maybe we have like a little fill at the end. I've been very inspired by bands like the Mercury Program recently, of like the bassist, just his lines are very smooth. They fit really well. The note choices are really nice. He's mostly playing like roots and like fills based around that, and here we're in the realm of D major, which I think is part of the challenge. We don't have like a strong chord progression, it's just kind of like D. record both, please. Thank you. And it's going to record over here, I think. Great, yeah, okay. Maybe we don't need, like, the quick hits. Like, it can be simple. I mean, dub techno basses tend to be very, like, low and subby and, like, maybe just a couple notes. Okay, I don't hate that. Let's see if we can get like a clean take of that. Let's try and make it a little smoother. I don't hate it. Again, we're in the neighborhood of D. Let's see if we can make it a little more. We maybe go between like D and G just for some variety. So stop that real quick. We'll keep the rest of it going, but that's something that we're going to have to chop up a little bit to get some good sounds. Let's just grab this. Got that in here. And I think it was around like here-ish. Something like that, and then same thing. Let's make sure we've got the right loop points. And then we can adjust. Let's make this like a 16 bar. That's what I'd like to do. Let's make it like 60. Can I just kind of grab everything? That's my one complaint. I mean, I have a couple complaints about Ableton, but one of them. All right, let's make this not do that. All right, so it's around like here-ish. didn't loop. No. Just scoot all this over. Some nice little like Philly things in there. But this is like the most like stable, I think. Alright, let's see if we can let's get the numbers right. The numbers, Mason. Alright, so 6441. What I want to do is make sure I can get both the DI and the amp sim takes to be in line with each other. Because then it's gonna, hopefully they're gonna support each other. And let's see how that sounds. Okay, so let's have this play us out, because I'd like to keep going with this. I'm liking where it's going. But let's throw everything in, maybe. So next time we'll do some guitar stuff. We'll do maybe do some arranging. And let's see where we're at so far. Let's bring the bass down a little bit. Here we go. One thing we could probably do is move a little bit more of the low end. Otherwise, I don't hate it. Let's go other filter. Or we could go other way. And emphasize how subby we want it. And let's check this and the drums. So that's like 50-ish. What I might do is I might sidechain this a little bit, just enough to take any of the conflicting bits out. But they're also not hitting on the same time all the time. But again, just a little bit of sidechaining. And let's bring the mode in. Let's bring everything in. We'll go one thing at a time. to the kind of the foundation of this. Yeah, I think that sounds neat so far. We have some extra layers, so let's bring in some drones. Put that a little bit more in the back. Bring some more textures in. Like the cold sounding techno. Thank you. Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. I've found it, like, if I start from some kind of like initial sketch and build on it, it's much better. That it's a little easier for me to just kind of like, oh, let me throw things at a wall, because I've already thrown things at a wall. It's just throwing more things at it. Let's throw in some textures. More textures. This is the field recording one. And then the new things we added, well, we have the big dub chord, but let's throw in the Moog. So we have our little arpeggio here. That might need to be filtered to heck and back. Our bass. Let's bring it up just so we can kind of barely hear it. And then we have our bass guitar. So let me put the bass in. This has been fun. I'm also thinking there's actually probably going to be in a little bit too. So we're going to come back next time. Next time might be a Stardew stream, maybe. It just depends on how busy Em and I are. But next week, I think we might jump back into here because, I don't know, I might start doing more of the music stuff again. We'll get this into throw some more layers on here, see where we get. Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Who of our friendly group of streamers and content creators looks like Sudsley has some cowboy time. So I wonder park on over here. You know what? Actually, we're gonna go from audio jungle to audio hell for a second. Give me one moment. Audio hell. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stop this real quick. Save this. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me on this wonderful evening. Again, we're gonna be doing more of this. I'm getting back into the whole making sounds and things of that nature. So thank you all for joining me tonight. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Let me go ahead and start the old raid. And let me decide who we're gonna raid. The mic wants to stay in one spot. There we go. Of people that we follow. Following. I swear, one of these days we're gonna raid my boss, and it's gonna be so extremely awkward. And it's gonna be amazing. Down here. Don't do that. Yeah, you know what? I probably shouldn't do that. It's not a bad idea. Same category events. I'm trying to find out of people I follow. Where is Suds? Suds is here. Where is she? She is... Looks like she's hunting. Alright, yeah, it's cowboy time, y'all. Let's go ahead and swap on over. Let's start the raid. Let that start. We are ready to go in just a few seconds. Again, thank you all for joining me in this wonderful evening. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Hell yeah, cowboy time. Goodbye.